Hey everyone. All right, so in today's vlog, we are going to talk about the positive path in spirituality and the negative path, not just in spirituality, but just in life in general. And just to clarify, when I say spirituality, it's those people who are in this in this in a process of self-inquiry, and also in the process of looking past these two eyes and the five senses, but opening up their third eye and looking through this with the sixth sense, with the understanding of intuition. Okay, so the positive path, the overlying theme of the positive path is radiance. When you're on the positive path, you're radiant like the sun. So if you think of the sun's rays shine, it is absolutely radiant, and it keeps this earth going. Not only warm, but it keeps the earth moving in the cycle of life and death. Okay? Whereas the negative path, and the overarching theme for the negative path is absorbent. So the positive path is radiance, the negative path is absorbent. So when you're on the negative path, you are absorbing other people's energy. You have no space to be radiant. How can you be radiant when you have a dark cloud inside and outside of you? How can the light shine if you're just on this path of maybe victimhood or playing victim, or just in the lower vibrations of feelings such as fear? So we're going to get into the negative path in just a second, but the negative path is absorbent. Now let's go back to the radiant path, the positive path, which is radiant. So now I'm going to give you some feelings that are associated with the positive path. Okay, so when you're on the positive path, you are going through a process of individualization, and you're able to think for yourself when you hit this process. Now, this is a lot of people will lose friends in their lives or family in their lives when they start going through the process of individualization and thinking for self. Because what happens when you become more radiant, because your chakras are becoming aligned, chakras are energy, energy is radiance. So when you start really start that process of inquiry of self, you start to think, do I like that? Do I really want that? Or am I programmed for that? That is thinking for self. What you're now doing is you are individualizing your own thought processes. You're reflecting on the things that you've done in the past, and you decide you don't like this, it doesn't feel good, and you want to do more of this because I kind of like it. It makes me feel good, and that is radiance. That's the positive path. The other thing is, you will begin, when you start this on the radiant path, you begin to follow every single gut feeling that you may have. And following gut feelings, it's fun. It's really enlightening when you follow a gut feeling and then you realize, like, oh my God, thank God I did that. If I hadn't have done that, I would have been stuck in traffic for another hour and a half. Like, thank God that my intuition said, get on this bridge, not that bridge today. And I listened. Holy shit, there was an accident on that bridge. That's like radiance. Those holy shit moments, those are radiance. What also happens is, as you stay on this positive path, you begin to experience your own personality. You begin to realize who you are, not the person that you've programmed to be by parents, school, society, whatever, you begin to realize what your personality is like and why. And this may seem like, I know who I am, I know my personality. A lot of the times that personality is created like way early in childhood, within the first 3 years usually of life. And most of the things you end up doing are programmed, whether you know it or not. But in this journey of spirituality, this journey of self-inquiry and spirituality, you really begin to realize your personality and what your soul complex, your mind complex, your body complex, like what your whole mind, body, and soul enjoy. And you'll be surprised. Like, there are some things that I really enjoy doing that I never ever thought that I would like. An example is sacred geometry, numbers, numerology. I never thought I would like anything to do with math or sacred geometry. And I love it, love it. So that's just an example of expansion. And as I do study numerology, do more sacred geometry, I am radiating because I'm learning about what I love, myself. I'm inquiring about myself. So that creates self-expression. So the example of sacred geometry, learning about myself, this YouTube channel is my self-expression. It's all been created because of my spiritual journey, and this is radiance because I hope that I can help you with stuff. You just have more of an open-mindedness when you're on the radiance journey. A couple more things is creativity. You become super creative when you're on the radiant path, and also you begin to forgive and let go much easier and much quicker. All right? Now let's talk about the absorbent path or the negative path, which is all your lower vibrational feelings such as fear, anxiety, guilt, shame. All of those things are the negative path, and they absorb. You absorb that stuff in you. There's no radiant light at all. It's dark, okay? So what I did, I'm going to be reading because I actually wrote some examples down, and I'm just going to read this part because we're 8 minutes in. So some of the things that fear, the absorbent path, will create is confusion and low self-esteem. That is usually the beginning of the negative path. And I'm just going to give you some examples. So social media is a huge example for this. So social media is often used to amplify falsity and express fake happiness, which creates the scroller to desire a fake need or want, which then creates confusion. So a lot of what we're seeing on social media is it's the absorbent path. It's the negative path. It creates confusion. It's like, they have that, I gotta have that. This person's doing this, I gotta do this. That's absorbent. You're trying to absorb what you're looking at. You're not being creative within yourself, and you're not expressing your own personality. You're following others, copying others, which is the absorbent, the negative path. The other thing I wrote was anything that you give too much value to, such as a relationship or a partner. If you are overextending yourself in the relationship, then your energy body or radiance is dimmed. It is dimmed because through overextending self, you are lowering your own values of what you wanted in a relationship, which then causes confusion, which is the point of interception by the personality trait called fear. And this is when you begin to absorb the toxicity within the relationship. The fear absorbs, and the confusion helps you helps you to keep in the situation for way longer than you should. And this is a very specific example for when you lose yourself in a relationship, whether it's a partner, family, or whatever. It's because there was a confusion and chaos created somewhere, which has kept you on the absorbent, the negative path. The other thing that I wrote is parent and societal expectations of what kind of job you should have. When you grow up in a home that is pushing you to be a doctor or a lawyer, when you want to travel the world, you begin to lose your creativity and sense of security with self because you absorb the needs and desires of your parents, which are usually due to the sole purpose of working and making money. When you're working a job you hate, you also absorb all of the negativity that the peers that you work with may cause. So those are lots of examples of the positive path, radiance, and the negative path, which is absorbent. I really hope this vlog helps somebody. Next time in life, wherever you are in any sort of situation, ask yourself, am I being radiant right now or am I being absorbent? That is the first step to looking through the third eye and not just the five senses. Love you guys.